Barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Daniel Jacobs win by unanimous decision. Um, I would say he put on a decent performance. I would say he kind of scares me when he opens up in the middle of the ring. I think he should be more of a boxer instead of a knockout artist. I think at the upper echelon of the middleweight division, I think his skills are going to pay the bills. He leans too much on his flat-footing fighter style as opposed to his agility and his organic God-given ability. Sawinski put up a hell of a fight. He was definitely a game opponent. He'll be the guy that will push all the middleweights to where they need to be. You definitely, they definitely will blow him up and put him against a Canelo or something like that, right? But uh, you know, he has a bad habit too of coming out of the pocket flat-footed too. Typically with his guards down and always wanting to fight. I'm more about winning than what the fans want to see. And in order for him to be a successful middleweight, he has to be a boxer. And I'm being ultra. I don't know if I'm being critical of him or just something that I really, really saw tonight. I don't think he knocks anyone out with one punch. Well, forgive me for saying anyone can knock someone out, but the likelihood, that's a better word, of him knocking someone out with one punch is rather low. I think if he gets in and gets out, fights on his toes, uses angles, slips and catches, I think he could be a very successful middleweight. Learn how to cut the ring off, get off in 4 or 5 punch combinations and get the hell out the way. Not necessarily to knock somebody out, but just keep them busy. You know what I mean? Accumulation of punches, quantity of punches will turn into quality of punches if he's landing them. Sawinski just was a game opponent. He was definitely, I would say, if I'm Daniel Jacobs, I would say that he was a better fighter than I thought he was. I'm interested to see what the coverage is. I'm gonna watch all the videos now on YouTube and see how he came out. HBO is in dire need of some fighters that can get you excited about boxing. What we saw, I mean, in all honesty, Jarrell Miller and Daniel Jacobs are, as you can see, 2 fighters from Brooklyn. Don't have the name cachet to put 14,000 butts in the seats. I was there last week. There was 14,000 butts in the seats. So it's essential. I don't know where HBO goes in terms outside of a Canelo Triple G fight. I'm real interested in see what Triple G does next week on short notice. So we got to give him some leniency, obviously, because the fight was taken on such short notice. So you can't be as disrespectful as you would if there's not a full. But if there's 8,000-9,000 people in the arena on short notice, you got to give Triple G credit in terms of putting butts in the seats, especially at the middleweight division. He called out Jamal Charlo. Jamal Charlo would gladly accept that challenge. I don't know if that fight happens next. I don't know if Eddie Hearn wants to dispose of Daniel Jacobs if he loses. That's a tough fight for Daniel Jacobs because of his machismo. I don't think he has the ability. I don't think Daniel Jacobs has the ability to be a boxer for 12 rounds, man. He wants to engage and excite the fans. But if they already bought a ticket, they already bought a ticket. You might as well win the fight. You know what I mean? Sell them outside. Sell them on personality outside the ring and lifestyle. And if they already bought a ticket and they booing, the check is cash. So anyways, man, I would love to see Jamal Charlo, Daniel Jacobs. I don't know what's going to happen with that August 26th date. We'll find out in a couple of weeks. Eddie Hearn said he has a big announcement to make. There was a huge disparity in terms of attendance, in terms of a Deontay Wilder fight with no undercard, right? I don't think Deontay Wilder had a real big undercard in both his fights. Sean Porter, Fort Granados, that's an anticipated win. And then you have Bermain Stavern, Deontay Wilder. And then I forgot Lamont Errol Spence did better at Barclay than against Lamont Peterson. It looked like on the TV screen. Um, Also, I forget who was the undercard on Deontay Wilder, Luis Ortiz. It really didn't matter that night for me. All I can remember is the 7th round and the 9th round or 10th round or whatever it was, man. Anyways, man, barbershop conversations, man. Eddie Hearn is not as good of a promoter as he say he is in America. He has work to do, and I'll do a separate video on that at a later date. But all in all, congratulations to Daniel Jacobs. He won the fight. He won the fight going away. I had him up by 3 points. So 3 or 4 points is the window on where I had him, is where I had him winning. But I want to see him in a big fight. I want to see what he does against the top 3 opponents. And those top 4 guys are dogs. No matter who you got, Canelo, Triple G, Daniel Jacobs, Billy Joe Saunders, and Jamal Charlo, excuse me, those 5. Those are some hell of a fights, man. Those are some hella fights, man. And when you look at it, honestly, if you look at the landscape, I would say Billy Joe Saunders and his ability to be a consistent boxer, and I'm just basing off the David Lemieux fight. If he can do that for 12 rounds, he can frustrate the living shits out of you. You understand what I'm saying? And he's southpaw, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see how I would rank him. Then I would put Jamal Charlo, just because of the name cachet now. He would come in at number 2. Number 3 would be Triple G. Number 4 would be Canelo. And number 5 would be Daniel Jacobs. That's how I would. I'm talking about in the ring. I'm not talking about like name cachet and everything. I think Billy Joe Saunders, with the consistent game plan based off the David Lemieux fight, can give all those guys fits. Jamal Charlo would be number 2, because no matter what you throw at him, he's coming back with 2 atomic missiles. And Triple G, consistency. He'll cut the ring off on you and throw his 1-2 lead with the jab. You know what I mean? Be consistent in his demeanor. Be consistent in his game plan. And then Canelo. And then Daniel Jacobs. You probably will have Jamal Charlo over Billy Joe Saunders. But I think Billy Joe Saunders beats Triple G. I don't know who wins out of Billy Joe Saunders, Jamal Charlo. But I think Billy Joe Saunders would beat Canelo. I think he would. Right now, I think he would beat a Daniel Jacobs. I think he would beat Gennady Golovkin. So anyways, man, let me know what you guys think. Barbershop Conversations. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. And so I'm saying Billy Joe Saunders and Jamal Charlo is the best fight, the middleweight division, based off. I mean, in terms of the fight, but in terms of building the fight, absolutely not. But in terms of in the ring, that would be the fight I would want to see if I just want to see a boxing match. But if I want to see the build up and make money on YouTube and do everything, I would want to see like a Jamal Charlo, Daniel Jacobs next, or or anybody versus Canelo, with Canelo being the underdog. I think Canelo's the underdog with everybody except for Daniel Jacobs. So anyways, man, Barbershop Conversation. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Great day of sports, and talk to you guys real soon. Peace.